What's up, guys? Fresh here, bringing you part two of my zombie playthrough on the new map Moon, which just came out a week, half and ago, 2 weeks ago. Don't really know, but today I do have a special topic on this commentary. It's very serious to me. I do take this seriously. Which is about marijuana, dope, pot, bud, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter to me. I kind of just want to tell you guys, how it's really affected my life and my thoughts on it and legalization and all that. Um, First, I want to start off to tell you like how it affected my life because I've been smoking for 2.5, 3 years, 2 years now. No, 3 years actually, 3 years. Um, and before I started smoking, I was always the angry kid, the kid that was just angry and just do anything, when somebody pissed him off. I'm not saying it's a good thing, it's now that I look back on it, it really is bad. Um, it really isn't it's not the best way to live your life because you do miss out on a lot of things. Whether it comes to getting in trouble and you can't go do something that you really wanted to do, or whether it comes to you getting arrested or just something dumb like that. But yeah, I feel like it has helped me really get in touch with my emotions. I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be no emotional kid over here like sympathy. Oh, let me get your sub because I did this and the other. Um, but it really has let me really control my emotions a lot more and um like made me understand how I feel and why I feel that way. Because I really had a problem with that when I was younger, from like elementary school to about middle school, and like seventh grade. Um, this has been something I've been dealing with, all my life. I'm still dealing with it today. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. Um, but yeah, I feel like it just helped me out tremendously because when I started smoking, it was really just to get away from the stress. I didn't start smoking because of peer pressure or somebody forced me to smoke or anything, or just to be cool. I didn't do any of that. I started smoking because my boy was like, look, like I've been around it all my life. Like I've been around that kind of environment since I was like 5, 6 years old, but I just never smoked because I never really had that intention to. I always thought it was stupid. Why smoke? Like it just fucked you up. Um, and I don't mean fuck up. I get you high. I mean like fuck up your life. But like the first time I smoked, I felt a lot different. I felt a lot better, and it just made me like it didn't make me realize at that point, but now that I think about it, it did make me really realize like like my life is fucked up. Like I don't really know what I'm doing. Like why am I doing all this bad shit for what? Like they didn't do anything to me. Like they're not the reason why I'm always angry. But I'm angry towards them for what? Really? Like it didn't make any sense to me and I thought about it, I thought about this for months and months and months like, why am I doing this? Like, I need to change myself, but I never changed because I never took the action to change. I always thought about it and I knew what I had to do and people telling me that I had to do. Um, but it was never something that I took action to until recently. Um, because I was in therapy, since I was about 8, 9 years old. No, no, I think it was about 9, 10 years old actually. When I had my first counselor, my first therapist, and it really didn't work for me. It really just made me feel like I was an idiot. Like, why are you sitting here talking to me like I don't know what I'm doing? Like I don't know how to live. Like I don't know how to breathe or anything. Like don't talk to me that way because it doesn't make me feel any better. Um, like my thoughts on therapy, real quick. Before we get off track, is I really feel like it doesn't work for everybody. Some people really do like, having somebody to talk to that they can say anything to. But it's like I don't know that person and I don't know what they're gonna say to other people. Not really people that I don't know, but people that kind of control my life. Um, like with my PO or my, if you don't know a PO, probation officer, with my mother, or really anything. 'Cause I don't want them to know that kind of stuff. And I was at the age to where I was like, I don't know whether he's gonna tell my mom, all this shit or not. So I kind of held back on telling them a lot of stuff. And deep down inside, I did know why I was angry. Um, I don't really want to disclose that on YouTube, but I did know why. But I was just so angry at that point where I realized like it was just no return. Like it's like that was the way I was for that period of time. Um, but when I started smoking, um, it was really like why am I doing this? Like I really need to stop. Like I kind of talked myself into like bettering my life. You know, like I stopped hanging out with a lot of the people that I hung out with because they kind of not antagonized, but I don't know which, for lack of better words, antagonize me to act that way really because they were always doing shit like that. They were always going out, getting arrested, all this other shit. And I was like, that's not the life for me. Like I don't want to go to jail for fucking 20 years of life, and do what? Nothing but sit in a cell for 23 hours a day. Doing absolutely nothing. That's just not the life I want to live. And I'm glad that I realized that now because the path I was going on at the time really was leading me to there. 'Cause the first time I got arrested was 13 for breaking and entering, and I didn't realize it at the time, but like that could have turned into something really serious. Um, but like I said, like when I smoke, like it just made me feel so much better. It made me forget about a lot of things. But then when that high started to come down, that's when I started to think about shit, and that's when I kind of realized, like how I needed to be, like how I needed to better my life. But like I said, I didn't take action to it, so it was kind of counterproductive. But I continued to smoke, and it it was kind of just like a regular thing in my life for a while, and it still is. I definitely don't smoke as much now, but I do smoke a lot. I'm not trying to say that I smoke more than anybody else, but it really doesn't matter to me. But that's kind of like how we better my life emotionally. Um, but the one thing that it hasn't bettered is actually with the court system because I am on probation for for domestic violence. Um, but I've been on probation for about 3 years, and my mom's got chins on me. If you're not from where I'm from, you might not know what that is. I don't really know, but like I've got so much shit going on, and it's like I need to smoke just to get away, you know, just to get away from all this shit for a couple of for a couple of hours, for a day or two, just to not think about what I have to do, not think about what could happen to me if I don't do this these things, um, and it's like it makes me realize how much I have to grow up really quickly because to tell you the truth, I was acting like a child for much longer than I should have, and I never really matured. But when I did mature, I matured a lot, and I did change a lot. If you guys have played with me, you do hear me argue a lot, but it's nothing that I do out of anger, nothing I do out of trying to hurt somebody. It's more or less funny to me, really, because I feel like if you take anything on a video game seriously, from somebody that you don't even know, it's kind of silly, you know. And I feel like if you do take things seriously on PSN and you do feel sad by people, talking down to you, my advice to you is just to keep on going and doing what you're doing, to just forget about it. Mute them if you have to. Leave the game. Go take a break. Go do something outside. Just get your mind off of it. Because I've been I've been depressed before. Um, Still might be. I don't know. I don't feel like it, so that's a good thing. But I was depressed for a while. Never told anybody. doctors tried to diagnose me with depression, but I always said I wasn't depressed. I didn't want to admit to it, but it was there. A lot of my life I did lie to a lot of people um because I was afraid of what they might think or what they're gonna do. But now I realize that it doesn't matter because I'm in control of my life, and what I do is what I do. There are consequences that come with everything, good or bad. But as long as I do what I want to do, if it's not something crazy, I'm happy. Um, but that's just kind of how weeds helped me, in my life a little bit. Um, and now I want to talk about legalization. I know it's a touchy subject with some people. They're like, oh, I don't want it to be legalized. It's bad for your health. It's bad for the community. It's gonna raise a lot of crime because stores are gonna get robbed that sell weed. Um, but that's really naive and stupid of people to say shit like that when they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, I can understand if you put, a year worth of research into it and really got into it, but the people saying that kind of shit are the people that don't know anything about it. They just know that it's illegal, so they think it's automatically bad. Um, but to tell you the truth, like alcohol is 100 times worse than weed. You know, um, how many people get killed by drunk driving a year? Like, it's unimaginable. Like how bad that's gotten in the past, like 10 years. It's crazy, and it's a legal substance, which is so it's fucking mysterious to me, because it's like you're illegalizing, I guess you would call it. Um, you're illegalizing weed, which isn't bad for your health. It doesn't harm you in any way except for the smoke. The smoke is the worst part about smoking marijuana. Um, like that gets stuck in your lungs, and it just creates a lot of black shit in your lungs. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it's not good for you. That's what I know. Um, but that's the only thing that really harms you when you're smoking. The only thing that you can get that I know of is bronchitis. Um, I didn't put a lot of research into what the fuck that is, but I'm sure somebody in the comments would say it's this, that, and the other. But I'm gonna let them do what they do, and you control all you want. It doesn't really matter to me. Um, but I feel like it should be legalized because it isn't as bad as people think, and it's not the super bad gateway drug that everybody thinks. Like I know plenty and plenty and plenty of people that have smoked weed all their life, and that's it. That's all they wanted to do. I feel like the people that go on to harder drugs, because they say they want a better high, are not looking for a better high. They're just looking to get away from something. Um, and weed isn't suppressing it enough, so they have to go get something stronger, so it takes them even further away from reality. Um, and I feel like that puts a bad image on the people that smoke to actually really get away from problems, and it really does help them. Um, as far as medical use goes, it is a very, very, very not supportive. The fuck am I trying to say? Um, I don't know, but it's very good medicine, I guess you would say. You know, it doesn't cure cancer. A lot of people think it does, but it doesn't actually. It helps people go through chemotherapy, which is what you have to do when you have cancer. And chemotherapy is really really hard. I know some girl that I'm not gonna say her name or anything, not just because I don't remember it, but I wouldn't say it anyways. But she had to go through chemo, and she was smoking, and it really helped her through that time. And it was really like amazing for me to see that, because it's like I didn't know about how medicinal it could be, but when I saw that, I found out. But this commentary is coming to an end, guys. Part 3 coming up. Leave some feedback, subscribe, do whatever. If you like, dislike. Peace.